face in the street, dog on your arm, knee to your neck. They tell you be calm, but actually they say it more like be calm. So if you're still not alarmed and you can't see the clouds of the oncoming storm that has blocked out the dawn of an innocent man being choked in the street crying out for his mom, then maybe you're just part of what's wrong. Maybe you're upholding the structure of ruling elite who expect you to scoff at this song. But there are plenty more people who have suffered like George, but they died unseen and were left out in the dark. Their fires were snuffed out swiftly and never made a spark, then ignited a march that then engulfed every city in this nationwide farce that we pass off as democracy. God, I can't even say the fucking word, it's like it's mocking me. And now I want a war, man, I guess it's just the hawk in me. Fuck a bunch of prophecy, I will bite the bullet, burn the book and call the thought police. Ask them what they're waiting for. Tell them I was never Jesse, Jett, or Mephistopheles. Let's make a deal, little man, what's your offering? Either call off all your pigs or we will keep this country burning till you smell the fucking asphalt softening. Till the chants are so loud you can't hear yourself think, but you'll hear my scream over top of the cacophony. Tell them I was never really Jesse Jett, I'm just Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles. I was never really Jesse Jett, never really Jesse Jett, never really Jesse Jett, or Mephistopheles. Let's make a deal, little man. What's your offering?
It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. Fucking hours. It costs that much 'cause I don't have superpowers. Superpowers. So you need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. You need to pay for my skills 'cause exposure doesn't pay the bills. It costs that much 'cause it takes me fucking hours. Shhh.
Hello, and welcome aboard. Your host, Uncle Warren. This is me. This is my stuff. The tweeters. Hopefully, everybody's having a wonderful evening. Got Les Bones in the chat. Jimmy's in there making things comfortable for everybody. She'll be on with us in just a second here. Miguel and Lainey, good to see y'all. Kim said, can't be here tonight, but have a wonderful show, Uncle Warren. Thank you so much. So, yeah, let's, you know, what are we doing here? Let's just go ahead and bring her in. What's up, Jimmy? Hi, Jimmy. How are you, doll?
I could say good evening, but good late night? What do you say? Good early morning?
This is kind of like when we do the news on Wednesdays, because technically it is morning here. Uh, but it is still evening where you're at, right?
Correct. Well, yes, it's only 9 o'clock at night for me.
Right. So we're like in two different dimensions of time and space. So
Right. Yeah, I just
uh,
had dinner. Did you just have dinner?
I had dinner about 3 hours ago. I'm in the
Yeah.
future. So
Yeah.
that's how that works.
What's the weather like out there?
Well, it is actually in the 70s, a little humid, not crazy. Um and there's a dog barking downstairs. But I had to close the window because I didn't want puppers on the show. Sorry, puppers. We don't roll like that. Um yeah, so we gotta, well, before
Hi,
we
Les
get
Bones.
less bones, wait, there's two Jimmys? What do you mean there's two
Yeah,
Jimmys?
I'm in the chat too.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, I do not look like Jimmy. Come on, dude.
It scared me for a second. I was like, uh-oh, is his cameras okay? Are we good?
Yeah, I know, right? Don't do that. Don't do that shit, Les Bones. Uh
We're production people. We freak out. That's all it's all like. We'll talk throughout the whole show, but on our mind is like, is everything good right now?
Always free. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
when you host and engineer at the same time, you're always freaking out. I
Hmm.
look, Les, I know I look hot, but I don't look like Jimmy, okay? There's two different kinds of hot. So,
You can get away with it. You can get away with it. You're just Jimmy with glasses. That's all. Just let
oh,
down that
stop it.
curly hair, and we're good to go.
You know, right? My hair's kind of it's got that humid nastiness to it, so I had to put it up in my little man curl. I don't call it a man bun. It's not a bun. It's just it's a ponytail, but then you get to the end and then I just loop it, and then
Mhm.
I tie it off like that. So it's like I got like a little pull tab back there, so in case somebody wants to drag me back, good to go.
That's right. That's right.
Um Checking on the chickens. See how the chickens are
Yay.
doing. There's the chickens. They are all up in there. Let's see. Maybe we can make them a little bigger. So chickens, chickadee doodads. We got 5 up top there. What is there, like one below there? What is that? Is that
I don't know.
that's
The
not
dark one looks like a teepee, though.
it looks like a teepee.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a chicken teepee. Not
That's
toilet
right.
paper, but like living quarters for people who are Native
Indigenous people.
Americans.
Yeah.
Indigenous. I still want to know what this is. This looks like, I think this is a cat. This looks like a cat right here. I mean, I don't know if you could see it on yours end or not, but this thing I'm circling here it looks like either a sleeping or a dead cat, or it's somebody's like Russian hat. Not quite sure how that works.
It
Um,
definitely has cat traits to it. I see like a tail, but I'm looking on my phone, so it's like this big.
I know. Well, and I'm looking at it on a big screen. I still can't figure out what the fuck it is. So I don't know.
It's
Well,
like Les
uh,
Bone says, it's chickens living their best life. Just let them
it
be.
is. Yeah, I think it's right now we're a little on the early side, um, because some of the shows are still going on right now, but people will start filtering in as those start letting out. Over on the Rockfin, Denver, Attaway, welcome back. Good to see you. Denver was on the show last night, uh, keeping the Rockfin chat nice and lively. Miguel's up in there too, doing double duty for us there. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, so if you want to watch us on Rockfin, the address is pinned up at the top. And yeah. Parasocialite, good evening to you. So hopefully you're
Hi.
having a wonderful evening slash morning wherever you reside in this great world of ours. Um,
Velvet's here. Hi, Velvet.
Velvet Trance, good to see you,
I just
doll.
saw her in like 2 other shows. We were up in the comment section.
I love her. She's crazy. She's good time crazy. A friend of mine told me a long time ago, there's two kinds of crazy. There's good time crazy, and there's what the fuck's wrong with you crazy. But and I think we all have a little tiny piece of what the fuck's wrong with us in us, but mostly everybody we know that we know and love are good time crazy. Parasocialite, you must be on the East Coast. Yes, it is. It's 12:08 here in the Brooklyn Bat Cave. I have water and not vodka. Delicious. Everybody thinks I'm drinking Gatorade. It's like, no, I'm just I refuse to throw away plastic bottles. I would rather just
I got iced
use
coffee.
them. Ooh, iced coffee. Look at you, the international. Very nice.
And then when I get tired of that, ooh, I should have grabbed this earlier. I got my Capri Sun.
You stupid.
I'm such a fucking kid.
Where's where's
I want
your,
somebody in the audience to find the coolest place for me to stick the straw in this thing, and I'm gonna do it and then try to drink out of it.
What the hell? Wait a minute. This is a family show.
Here.
This is a Manson family, but still. No, what do you have? Do you got a Sammy in there too? Do you got some Oreo cookies and you know, like some sort of lunchbox
Shut up.
that you keep it in? No, I'm just asking questions.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring them out, but I mean, just in case. Just in case.
Oh shit! You do got cookies. Well, you having smoky treats. That's why you keep them cookies close.
I'm about to get stoned as a mofo.
It's like the old saying goes: keep your friends
Except this time.
close, but keep your cookies closer.
That's right. That's right.
Because yeah, that's right. But you know what? I was just thinking about this. So we got so Jimmy's designed some stuff for us on the spring store, right? All that stuff you saw in that little commercial before, that was all her. And you should do a shirt that says it's a self-portrait of you, maybe doing like the finger guns and the wink, and then the bottom it says, "That's right."
That's right.
It's like, that's right. That's right.
I should.
We're all about making money around here, even though we don't
I
make
know
money.
we're always trying to find a way to make money.
I'm gonna be out on the street corner with my hat in hand, going, "Alms for the poor, sir. Alms for the poor."
Yep.
We got a little bit of a crowd. See, everybody's starting to fill in here now. Look at Les Bones. He's doing double duty on Rockfin too. We got 6 people watching on Rockfin. I think that's a record for me. So, you know, bring out the pretty ladies, and everybody comes running. I love it. Thanks. See, it's all a gimmick, kids.
You've been slowly growing since you've been on Rockfin. You haven't even been on there a week, and you've like doubled your views since you've been on there. You've been doing pretty good.
Rockfin's great. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra Bulla rising. Thanks, Les Bones. I almost said Les Bulls.
No Lunchables.
I was trying to save time and combine words. That's what I do best. I'm like, I ain't got time to say the whole thing. Let me just combine some words. But
words are hard. It's okay.
Words are hard, right? I was doing this last night, and it was fun. We had a really good crowd. We had like 20-something people watching last night. So thanks to all of y'all for that. So, you know, it's that. Hey, look at Friday and Saturday nights. It's like, you ain't got nothing better to do. You know, this is a safe place. Come on. We'll talk about some weird shit if you want to. And that's the thing. The chat, you're the producers. You're the content creators for this particular show. So
I love it.
You know, whatever y'all want to talk about. I know some folks are going to be coming in here shortly, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm just glad to see you. It's been so long. How long has it been? Like 2 hours?
I know, right?
It was like 3 hours ago.
Yeah,
so
about 3 hours.
So I can tell them about what I can tell them about the pew pew, right? Okay, good.
Okay.
So Jimmy and I got Jimmy hooked on some video game crack. That the game called No Man's Sky. If you've never heard of that game, it started off a little rough. They made all these grandiose promises, and when they released the game, it was like, you know, boom, 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 you know, play the sad music from The Price is Right. But they got a lot better, and Jimmy jumped in at the right time. I was telling her about it. I said, yeah, you can go to all these planets. There's like animals and stuff, and then you can just do all kinds of shit. That I'm in. So she got the game, and we've been exploring galaxies and building shit. And her thing is, I'm going to tell you a trade secret here. So there's this, if anybody's familiar with the game, there's this big giant, there's a big giant ball that you go to. It's called the Anomaly, right? What's up, Kelly? Good to see you,
Hi,
doll.
Kelly.
Hey, boo. Bones. Oh, look. Oh, Bones. I was like, okay. He's less Bulls now. So I accidentally renamed him. So anyway, so there's this like big giant ball, and you go in there and there's all kinds of fun stuff to do, and it's like kind of like a meeting place where everybody is, right? Like, because it's a multiplayer game. You get people from wherever. So Jimmy's thing, and she found this out very quick. She has like this little digital pet that's with her, right? This little cutesy pet. So she just sits down in this place and just lets people come by and give her shit, right? So she tells me today, she said, yeah, I got like 300 million credits just for sitting there and people just giving me stuff. I was like, the fuck?
I just had 300 million credits for you. I split it in half. But yeah.
So she had 600 million credits, and I was like, wow, that is...
It's the greatest game in the whole world. Like, leave it up to a stripper or a retired stripper to find a sandbox open world game where you meet up with a random people all over the world, and what do you do there is you find out the secret is you sit there and people will give you stuff. And what do? I sit there and I let people give me stuff, which is really nice. I actually even made my outfit all like pink and black and like turned it into like a cute little bathing suit looking thing. I made her super super cute, that way people knew like I was a girl and you were gonna give to this girl. So yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. I've gotten so much stuff from it, you know. You've been having too much fun.
The shit looked hot. It shit looked hot.
I know.
I was like, damn,
you know,
girl. I was like, for a
if I
video
don't
game.
go hoeing around, somebody else is gonna do it. So I might as well just have fun with it. I'm getting rich. We're all getting rich. We're having fun. That's all that matters.
No Man's Sky doesn't seem like a game many chicks would play anyway, much less you know, attractive ladies like yourself. So I'm pretty sure you got that the market cornered until someone else comes along, and even then, you're gonna give them a run for their money.
We'll tag team. I'm friendly.
Right? It's like, but don't go. This is what did I say today? They better stay off your corner.
Right? Yeah.
That's your money corner, kid.
Yeah, you could be on the other side of the little area. Just this is my little area right here. Okay.
Right.
It's so ridiculous. Like, I wake up every morning now and I'm just gonna text you, I'm hoeing, what are you doing?
Meanwhile, I'm playing this game like, you know, I'm going around, flying around, getting shit here and there. I'm like building these bases and like making, I'm like the guy who's like constructing stuff that makes actual like lots and lots of money, but I had to build that shit. She's over there just like, hey boys, come to the Anomaly, come see me.
Yeah, but you can't be mad. Who gave you a void egg today? We both are going to be getting one of the coolest ships in the entire game just because my sexy little ass sat there for 8 hours. But still.
Baby girl worked hard for me today. I can't complain.
Right. That's right. You know, I almost called you my pimp today in the text message. I was so close. I was like, you're going to be my pimp. I'm just going to give you half of all my shit. Just fuck it. This is what I do. You need a hat.
I need a hat. If I'm gonna be a
Well,
pimp.
because I gotta ask you, like, because I ended up doing a lot of really stupid stuff. Like, I sold some stuff that I shouldn't have sold for units that were worth like a lot more and other things. So yeah, I'll end up giving you half of anything as long as you help me with that game, because that game is obsessive. It's super obsessive.
Just to be fair, I've been playing this game for a while, right? For a few years. And this is kind of like role reversal because Jimmy got me into Fortnite, right? So and so Jimmy's been playing Fortnite for years, and I was in there. I'm not very good at shooters, right? I'm a lover, not a fighter. But if I gotta cap somebody's ass in a video game, so be it. But they're just strafing everybody, and I'm sitting there back there, gosh, I don't know what to do. How do you pull the trigger? And but she was very good to me. It was like showing me the ropes in there, and like would give me some stuff every once in a while, and it was really cool. And very patient with me, because I usually play by myself. If I'm playing a video game, I'm not used to playing in groups because I don't want to disappoint people, as I do in life, in real life. So, but they took me in, and her and her friends on Fortnite, and you know, were very kind to me. And it was fun. It's very good stuff. It's very very wholesome entertainment, although there was a lot of cursing going on. But that was my fault because I was the one doing the cursing. But so I said, okay, now I'll help you with No Man's Sky. And you know, so any questions you have, I mean, I'm one of these people's, like, you know, feel out the game, do what you want to do, whatever. I'll help you, you know, if you need some resources or something like that. But for the most part, if you have any questions, just let me know. But enjoy the game, because there's so much shit doing that game. It's crazy. Yeah. It's by Hello Games, if folks didn't know that. So Denver says, so few developers and publishers release finished games these days. From Software and Capcom are two of the few that release finished games not requiring a 40 gigabyte download after install. Right? Yeah, well, that's the thing about video games now, is they're trying to rush them out. They're trying to get them out as soon as they can, and are failing epically. I mean, look at, what is it, Fallout 76, what is that, Cyberpunk
2077 was really upsetting. I was going to get into it, but I wanted to wait a couple of weeks just to see how it would look, and that came out super disappointing.
Yeah, there was a lot of bugs. It was just like Fallout 76. It was just massive amount of bugs. There was no reason why they should have released that when they did. It was just despicable. I've seen a lot of like AAA titles being released way too early, and it's just like, no, just give it some time. Just give it some time. So the story behind No Man's Sky was this was like 2016, I believe, that they released it. So there was big hype around it, because they showed the trailers for it, and they showed all this crazy, like, you could fly to there's 18 quintillion planets you can go to within 255 galaxies, and it said it'd take you like half a billion years to visit every planet. So big hype around the game, and they were showing all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen, like, I play, well, I used to play the Madden football games, and they would always show, like, they would never show gameplay. They would show like cinematics a lot, right? So they were showing a lot of cinematics for No Man's Sky, right? And everybody was getting hyped about it. Just like people who played space games. I play Elite Dangerous. I like to play that game. That's another space sim. That's a more realistic space sim. Big time learning curve on that. And talk about a grind. There's a serious grind to that game. Not so much with this game anymore, but when it first came out, yeah, you had a little bit of a grind, but it was just totally not what they had promised. People just got pissed off. So instead of them making excuses, Hello Games went dark for a while, didn't talk to anybody. They went underground and they went and fixed everything, fixed as much as they could. And when they came back, they were dropping DLCs left and right for free. Big DLCs too in the game too. Major changes to the game. I mean, the game now is just beautiful. And it looks absolutely nothing like it did when they first released it. So kudos to you for getting in on it here late in the game, because I think if you would have gotten it, 6 years ago, you probably would have been like, what is this garbage, right?
Right. It's the size of the game that really got me into wanting to do it. I think it was you that showed me the video of the map size comparisons to the actual world and the map of the world and stuff. And I've already played a couple of those games, including recently I had bought and finished Horizon Forbidden West, and I knew that map was enormous. Like, just trying to get through that map was crazy, standing on top of a mountain and looking so far out into the distance and seeing another mountain and knowing that I can get to that area. Like, it's mind-boggling. And so seeing the size of that, which was like half the size of America in real life, and then seeing the size of that actual map, which was like larger than our entire universe pretty much, which was like, it's still mind-boggling to me that how big it is. That's what got me into it. It's like, what are the possibilities, and like, how long will this game last? Well, you said like 200 or 400 and something million years to visit all those planets. Like, for $60 I can have this game that I can be doing something for the rest of my life. I don't even have to buy another game. If I wanted to, I could just keep doing that forever and ever and ever. And that's what I love about it. That's what kind of kept me on Fortnite, is even though the map changes every season and every chapter and stuff, it's still a never-ending game. You can always still hop on with your friends or by yourself and do stuff. So it's just that in a bigger perspective, a totally different genre and an atmosphere, and it's a sandbox instead of a battle royale, which is, I'm an RPG person, so I've been playing role-playing games my entire life. I just got into Fortnite because that was the only free multiplayer game during the beginning of the pandemic a couple of years ago. So having this now is like, my Fortnite friends are asking me if I'm still alive like every other day, because I don't even play anymore. Like, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's worth the
I've
$60.
taken you away. You're mine
I know.
now.
I'm about to bring in like the whole audience with us. Like, we should just have our own team. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh.
Well, the lobby for us for the multiplayer, I think, is like 4 people. So we could get like 4 like real life, me, you, and 2 other real life people to play it. So Les Bones is asking, I'm guessing you guys aren't fans of Death Stranding. LOL.
I don't think I've ever played that game.
I'm not. I guess technically I'm not a fan of it, because I've heard of it, but I've never played it. So so I guess I can't say anything bad about it because I've never seen it, but I've heard the name before. Jason, Austin, good to see y'all.
Y'all.
Welcome to the show, the midnight show here, the after party. A lot of good shows on Saturday nights. We got Beauty and the Boomer with Oz and Shanda, and Marcus and Cy doing Political Matrix. He's on Rockfin now too. So it's good to see guys like that getting more platforms to use, because particularly Marcus, because of some of the subject matter he deals with, a lot of times he gets I don't know, maybe shadow banned, I guess, on YouTube, but I'm pretty sure his channel is going to grow a lot on Rockfin. Oh, Radical Leftist Agenda's here. What's up, doll? Good to see you. Denver says, what the fuck ever happened to Squadron 42? Oh my god, it's got Luke Skywalker, Scully from X-Files, Geralt / Superman, the Onion Knight, so star-studded, some kind of source engine infringement, Crytek, really hurt an already struggling development pace. You have to chew bubblegum when you play? I don't know. Is that secret code? No, can't be secret code. Oh, Medi's, yeah, Medi's out of touch shit tweet that he said. I think it was like, to paraphrase, Mehdi Hassan was saying like, he went to a restaurant and the owner was complaining about the recession, and Mehdi goes, "What recession? It's record growth and blah 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 propaganda, you know, shit talk," whatever he says. I hate those people on CNN. But anyway, I don't want to get in all that yet. If you don't want to, because I'm still having fun playing, talking about video games.
I don't care. We can talk about whatever you want. Remember, they're the producers, so.
No, that's fine. Rad's on. We're on the same page there. We hate the shit libs too. Somebody said in the chat they wanted. Lesbone said. Les Bulls said we should play Red Dead Online together. I've actually played. I love Red Dead Redemption. Online? Yeah, it's online. I don't know. I guess yeah, it's pretty good. It's not bad.
All right, so my number one concern is grievers. That's a lot of the reason why I don't do a lot of online, is because I don't like to jump into games unless I'm in there at the beginning, because when I jump in, I'm the newbie in a world full of professionals, and I don't like grievers picking on the newbie. So if it's a nice online game multiplayer, then I'm totally cool with that.
Well, I think with Red Dead Redemption Online, you kind of have to kill each other. I think that's part of the thing.
See, no, I can't do that. So it's like GTA 5. Like, okay, so like the first time I ever played GTA 5 online, I was running around on the freeway trying to get a car from an NPC, just trying to get a random car. And I see this car with a name on top of it. And I was like, oh, that must be a real person. That's really cool. And he comes pulling up in a DeLorean. And I'm like, oh my God, it's this car from Back to the Future. This is freaking awesome. So I hop into the passenger seat and the car starts flying and taking off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. There's a flying car. I've never seen anything like that. He kicks me out of the fucking car and I fall to my death. Bullshit, man. It's bullshit.
Wasted.
Worst thing ever. I don't ever want to play that game ever again. So mean.
You can't trust people in that game.
No.
You really can't. Although I do. I mean, I don't trust. I'm just kind of I'm kind of a nihilist when I play Grand Theft Auto 5 online. I just started getting back into it not too long ago. And because they just like No Man's Sky, they added like a whole bunch of stuff. There's like a casino there. You can go there once a day and spin the big wheel, and you can win like a car or money or clothes or something like that. So that's pretty cool. But every once in a while,
looks like a gangster now because of it, with like
cool really
cars.
Thug life. Get the
she's thug life and with pimped cars with lights underneath and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that stage yet. There's a running joke going on that they keep selling those what do they call them, shark cards, whatever, like, so you could get like for like $50 or something like that, you could get like $8 billion in game money so that you could buy all this shit. And the running joke is like,
I believe if you're like a PS Now member, this is why my kid does it. If you're a PS Now member, you get $1 million a month on GTA 5.
Really?
Yeah, they give you like $1 million a month allowance.
See, and everybody's talking about, well, when's GTA 6 going to come out? And it's like, well, no, they're still making money on GTA 5. You know, they're going to milk that cow till it's like, you know, till the aliens come and they're gonna milk that cow till the aliens come and cut it up and leave it out in pasture with no eyes and no mouth and tongue and stuff. They're really milking that game. And then they didn't give any love to Red Dead Redemption Online. I
never played that.
It's okay. So Denver says our Red Dead Redemption 2 single player is a masterpiece. It is, because the story, that is one of the best game stories I have ever seen. The storyline for that, okay, I don't cry in video games. I don't cry because of video games. But
Oh, what?
But the end, when you finish Red Dead Redemption 2, if you're not crying, you do not have a soul, right? You love the main character that you're playing, right? Because he's just like, he's just the best. Because you can like, you could talk shit to people, like whenever you're having dialogues with certain people, certain characters, you know, you could say something nice, or you could just say something shitty to them. Or you could say something nice and then say something shitty. It's like the setup and then the knock them down kind of thing. Arthur, yeah, Arthur is the guy's name. He's the main character. He is one of the best characters ever. Now, after I played the first, the first one, I always thought, okay, John Marston, I liked playing John Marston in the first one. And so I don't know if I should spoil this or not. It's an old game. I could spoil it, right?
Yeah, I love spoilers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the same way, Les. I didn't think I would like him more than John Marston. So the first one, John Marston dies. But at the end, he dies, and then his son, Jack Marston, you take over playing Jack Marston. And I could not stand playing Jack Marston. I did not. You got so involved with John the whole game that you're like, fuck, you killed off John? And then you play Jack, and you're like, oh, pfft. Jack was like scrappy dude. Like, come on, dude. Really? This is Dollar Tree John Marston. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually a prequel to the game. So this is like when Marston was running with Arthur Morgan. Was it Arthur Morgan? I think it was Arthur Morgan with his name. So you play Arthur Morgan, and Arthur Morgan is just amazing. First off, the graphics are just light years ahead of anything. If you like the outdoors, like you riding horses, and there's like wildlife all over the place, and you have to watch out too, because like you could be attacked by bears, you could be attacked by cougars, you know, and you have like, talk about a whole bunch of shit that you have to.
It's a weekday afternoon for me. I'm sorry. I live in the California mountains.
You're Arthur Morgan. You're the real life Arthur.
Jesus Christ. You're all saying it like it's scary. I'm like, that's why I don't go out at night here. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. That's the thing, but it's a huge open world. And you can, you know, ride horses, you can ride carriages, you know, there's all kinds of different transportation. It's like late 1800s, almost turn of the century. And you ride the train, you could rob the train, you know, if you want to be cliche, you could rob the train.
That's
there's just a ton of shit that, like, there's missions in there. You gotta go
people to railroad tracks and watch them get ran over by a train.
There may be a mod for that, but where you're wearing like this big tall top hat and you have like this mustache that you have to go. But yeah, they what's up, Frankie? Good to see you. Thanks for coming out. But the game itself is it's just beautiful.
Cougars
if you like
are
the
mostly
outdoor,
in like the Malibu mountains. Sorry, parasocial. Like cougars are mostly in the Malibu mountains. It's only the rich people that have to. They're not out here in the poor San Bernardino mountain areas. We got lucky. They went closer to the beach. They're doing the good duty. They're doing God's work. They're eating the rich.
right? But then there's also the cougars that live like in Beverly Hills too.
Well, then the cougars are eating the cougars, though, because Beverly Hills is like Malibu, pretty much same thing. Calabasas, All of
right?
that's the same.
It's
Yeah.
Calabasas, wherever you are. They oh yeah, that's right. Les is you can kill members of the Ku Klux Klan in that game too. In Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah. So, you know, you feeling like, you know, you want to get your social justice on. That's the way to go. So but I just like it cuz um it's just a beautiful game. Like I love the outdoors. I love how the outdoors is. And there's like it's like Grand Theft Auto 5. There's all kinds of different weather. Like you have rain, like thunderstorms. I think people can get struck by lightning. I'm pretty sure. What's up, Dingo? Good to see you, brother.
I want
Uh,
that. That'd be
and it's just so open world. It takes forever to get across it because you're riding a horse. You know, it's not like GTA 5 where you can go around the map in like 5 minutes. You know, it's you can.
right.
What kind of games do you? What's your favorite video game of all time?
I knew you were gonna ask this. Fable. Fable 1, 2, and 3 is gonna be my all-time favorite.
Fable? Okay.
Fable.
I think I've you were telling me about Fable, right? When there's like some sort of there's something particular about Fable. What was that you were telling me about it?
Oh, that they killed the dog. It made me cry.
Oh,
They
that you
killed my
said
dog.
that. No, you said yeah, well there's that, but then you said that you have like it's like Utah, you have like wives, you can have wives and husbands all over the place, right?
Yeah, yeah, all over the map. So like in number, I don't think you can do it in number 1, but definitely can do it in number 2 and 3. As long as you have a wife in a different town and you don't move them into the same town, and then keep them happy in their own town. You can have multiple wives all over the place. Yeah. It's just as soon as they have babies, you got to take care of those too, and then you got to go and make sure they're happy. And yeah, it gets a pain in the ass after like 3. So
And you can't let the wives get together, right? And you say cuz like
right.
yeah, cuz what will happen?
They'll leave you. They'll end up leaving you and hating you, and then yeah, it's all bad. The kids will
Um
hate you, and yeah. They'll even like let you decide, like during the time in the game, they'll let you decide 2 choices whether you're going to take a good path or a bad path. And there's this like abandoned building, and you can either turn it into an orphanage for the children that are working as slaves in the workshop right now in the game, like at the point, or you can turn it into a brothel, which is cool. I turned it into a brothel once, and they stole all my money. It was really crazy how realistic that game gets.
I love I love the options of you can turn it into an orphanage or you could turn it into
Or
a brothel.
right, right.
Yeah,
It's
I could
kinda cool.
I could
I
see
mean,
the connection. You
yeah.
know, you're
Fable was pretty an awesome game for it being like, singular forward with like a lot of, random side quests as well. So it could feel very open world RPG-ish, but it wasn't. There was still, like an end story, but you can continue on. It's just very RPG, but not. It was a really, really fun game. It was a blast.
Spone says Westworld, one of the show producers, was inspired by Red Dead. That's a great show. I mean, there's a lot of really good cinematography, good locations in Westworld too, because it shows like the main hub, like the headquarters is on way on top of a mesa that no one down below can see, you know, because it's like all robots and stuff, and they think they're actual people, and it's the 1800s or whatever, and they're not able to get up to the top of the mesa to see that shit. So but the scenics is just fantastic. um so I guess my
Okay.
favorite
Yeah, what's yours?
okay, well, I have to do this in categories, right? So
Okay.
because I like different kinds of games. If I was gonna say like my favorite are, I guess, sandbox game, probably, oof, that's tough. It's between Elite Dangerous and Red Dead Redemption 2, because I was just blown away by the graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2, and you could do like I have it on PC, so you can do like all the cool mods to it and stuff like that, and make horses like jump like 3 miles or something like crazy like that. But
Oh my god.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But I liked Fallout 4 too. I really liked Fallout 4. Fallout 4 was kind of like Fable in the fact that it's slightly, you didn't get married in the game, but you had like companions, right? So you could have like, you have a dog companion. What's the dog's like, Dead Meat or something like that. I think the dog's name's Dead Meat or something like that. Anyway, but then you can have male or female companions, and you can fall in love with each other. So you can like flirt with the companions, right? And it's like you don't like hook up right away. It's like this something that builds and builds and builds, and then like at some point you can get to fucking. So, but they don't show it. It's like you get in the bed together. It's like, well, we should go to sleep. Although I'm not very tired. And then it just fades to black. The next thing you know, they're awake, and it's crazy. So,
yep, that's what they do. People.
Witcher 2 and 3 are masterpieces as well. 1 is in a way, but it's age. I have Witcher 3. I couldn't get into Witcher 3. It's not like I didn't like it. It was just like I don't know. I think I was playing it, and then something else came along that I really wanted to play more. But
same.
For like simulation games, that's a tough one too. Like I like simulation. Like Elite Dangerous to me is probably the closest thing to like space simulation, right?
Oh, simulation. Okay, I think you meant like simulation. Like I've been a cat, I've been a cougar, I've been a farmer, I've driven a truck driver, like log truck driver. I thought you meant like those simulation games. I've done a lot of those. Those are fun.
Well, I would I'm a big I like sports games too. Okay. And although not so much anymore. But I like if I play like a Madden football game or something. I like the gameplay when it works, but I'm more into like building teams. Like you have to draft players, and you have to sign free agents, and you have to train them, and then you have different plays that you use. What kind of team are you going to be? That I like to get into that kind of immersion. The space game is the same thing. It's like you can, with Elite Dangerous, you can just go out and mine meteors. It's similar to No Man's Sky, but it's a lot more. It's not it's not an arcade feel to it like No Man's Sky is, right? It's more like kind of the planets look pretty realistic, and it's kind of boring in a way because when you land on the planets, there's nothing on the planets, right? They're just barren. I mean, you could go around and get like certain minerals or something, but it's nothing like No Man's Sky in that respect, where there's animals and plants and stuff like that. But one of my favorite games of all time is probably Cities Skylines, and we was talking about this today, where you can build like almost realistic, very, very realistic cities. And depending on what like mods you have for it, how much RAM and CPU power you have in your computer, you can like make really realistic looking cities that are just beautiful. And you can like drive around in them. And after you've built them and stuff, and they grow, it's like you have to do budgets for the city. You have to make sure they have plenty of water, you have to make sure they have sewage, you got to make sure that your traffic flow is good and stuff like that. And it's just really fun to get into, and you can build different kinds of governments too. I want to do a stream sometime for City Skylines and build like just where it's just a communist, it's all communist, right? Where the government provides you cheap to free housing, that sort of thing. I think there's a mod for that too, but I haven't seen that yet. So, but anyway, I could talk about
You
like video
There,
games.
no, there used to be a guy on YouTube that used to do that with some kind of city building one, but with the whole world. And he would do like simulations of what would happen if. And so I absolutely loved him and would always want more from him, different ones. So that'd be cool if you did it. Like he did ones like what if China decided to take over the world or like invade America, and what would happen, and what would happen if uh, Russia became the world dominant superpower, money power, all that stuff. So I think that if you did that, that would be tits. That'd be cool.
I know, right? We gotta parlay playing video games into making rent. If we can make that work, that's like the dream job right there. Um,
Right.
Denver over on Rockfin is asking, are you familiar with Squadron 42? It's the single player campaign of Star Citizen. I was a big Wing Commander fan back in the day. I used to play a little bit of Wing Commander back in the day. It was fun. That's some space shoot 'em up, pew pew.
Okay.
Now Star Citizen is a fun story because
I've been seeing a lot of that a lot more lately since I've been watching more videos of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
It looks
So
interesting.
you have No Man's Sky, you have Elite Dangerous, you have Eve online. Eve, that's another big space sim, and Star Citizen.
Okay.
Star Citizen is the graphics on that are just incredible. It's probably the most beautiful space game I've ever seen. No, that's here's the Lesbone said did Star Citizen didn't come out. It's still in alpha. It's not even gone to beta yet. This game has been in the works for over a decade, I believe. And yeah, so they they've crowdfunded this game to the point they've raised over like $300 million. $300 million for a video game for 10 years. And I mean the gameplay like Squadron 42 like Denver was talking about is the single play, it's just one little piece of the game that you can actually play now. You can buy the game, but it's still an alpha. And I think you could play Squadron 42 and you get to do kind of limited things, but if you're a backer, you can buy a ship right off the bat. And I think like other stuff like things to decorate the ships and stuff like that. I think you can purchase all that beforehand too. It's kind of like almost like pay for play.
That's
But I mean, we don't know because it's not. I mean, the game hasn't, like I said, it hasn't even gotten to the beta stage yet, so it's not even been in full release yet. But it's a beautiful looking space game because it's like you're in space, it looks great, but then as you're coming in, you're gradually going through the atmosphere and you get to the planet surface. The planet surface looks like just incredibly realistic. It's just fucking amazing. So I've been a gamer for a long
the other
time.
day, I was telling you that the other day or a week ago or something. I can't wait till there's a game that's like No Man's Sky that has like the good enough graphics that are coming out today, like Horizon graphics. That would be insane, amazing.
Graphics are a huge thing for me. Like I understand what they did with No Man's Sky in order to cram all that that stuff into the game. There's no way they could have had like these crisp realistic looking graphics in order for that game to run, because you'd need like I said, you'd need the NASA supercomputer or something to run that shit.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, that's where it's going. I mean,
It's
VRs.
great.
Do you play VR games?
Just I've done a couple on my phone. I saw a couple people in the No Man's Sky game that was playing VR, Because you know how in No Man's Sky you can't move your hands unless you're doing a gesture or a little emote or something. Well, I was sitting there in the anomaly and somebody came up to me and their hands were like stuck like this, and one of them popped up and he was like, and then his hand went back down and he walked away. I was like, that guy's in VR. Holy shit, that was freaking cool. That was awesome.
So you can, I guess, yeah, if you're in VR, you can do your own emotes, right? You can just like, you know.
Yeah, you can move your hands. Yeah.
I'd be doing this. Hey. Because I'm weird like that. I don't know. I don't know if I could do VR or not. I don't know. I'd probably get motion sick pretty much from that, right? Maybe.
Absolutely.
But playing No Man's Sky in VR, I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's scary.
Right? Especially like if you're riding one of those animals.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you can. So
planet. Oh my gosh.
That's one of the things in No Man's Sky you can do too. So they have like a lot of planets. I think all the planets have animals except for the dead planets. It doesn't have any plants or no flora, no fauna, just like dead. But the ones with the fauna on there, you can. I would say almost all of them you can feed them, and then they can become pets and companions, and you can take them places with you. But although there are the asshole animals that will try to attack you, and they're just assholes, and you got to put them down. You got to put them down, or just run away. You got to put him down. Old Yeller. I don't want to. Old Yeller. Yeah, Old Yeller was pretty fucked up. I think the dog had rabies or something. And he was like, I don't want to kill him. It's like, well, no, this is the 50s. You got to kill him. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Boop.
Poor thing.
So... yeah, but these things aren't Old Yeller. You don't really like these animals because they're just always trying to bite you and kill you. So you have to. You can fly away. I mean, you can get in your ship and then leave, I guess. But I'm kind of an asshole. It's like I take that shit personally. I take it personally when those. It was like, fuck you, animal. I was not messing with you, and here you are coming up to me, like I'm a snack. I'm not a snack. Yep. I'm a snack that attacks. So have you been
just always keep a mission open that says kill creatures, like those missions. Just always keep that one going. That way if animals mess with you, you're at least making something when you're killing them. Make that money, boo-boo.
That's right. You're gonna murder fake animals, at least get paid for it. So exactly. That's the more you know.
I mean, if we can't be rich in real life, we might as well be billionaires in a video game.
We were talking about that too. It's just like how people are just totally different people in video games than they are in real life, right? Like, well, I mean, take Grand Theft Auto for example. Hopefully, you're not running people over in your car and murdering a whole bunch of people in real life. Hopefully. But some people that's their thing. That's their outlet. They get they take their frustrations out on digital people. And that was the thing too, like way back in the day when video games first came out. Nobody was really concerned about violence in video games when you're playing like, Pac-Man on Atari 2600, right? He's eating dots. That's it. But once the shit like got around to like, the late 90s, around the turn of the 21st century, and the shit started looking real, that's when some people were like, well, these games are just too goddamn violent. There's like blood and decapitations and shit.
Right.
Last Bone says, I remember kicking a cat by mistake in GTA 5 and having to reload my game because I felt bad. Aww. Last Bone's got a big old tender heart. Now, I like the cat. I say there every once in a while you'll see like a stray cat in GTA 5, and he's just chill. It's a little sweet kitty. But you know what's going back to Red Dead Redemption 2, there's cats in that game, but you know what else is in there? There's dogs. There's dogs in there, and you can pet the puppies. You can pet the dogs. And they'll just come up to you and you pet them and they're just like, hey, you know, they're just digging it, you know, and they remember you. So like there's like little towns all over the place, right? And then you go some town and then you pet the dog or whatever, and then you leave and then you come back like later, that dog will come up to you, roof, 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 and you're like, oh, hey buddy. And you get pet. One time I was like stoned as fuck and I was sitting there petting a dog for like 45 minutes. It was great. I was just like, oh, you're the best. You're a big sweet puppers.
That would be me.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Kelly says, Jimmy looking gorgeous like she is in some sort of rave tent. She is in a rave tent.
That's right.
Glow sticks. Where's my pacifier?
I always got Skrillex going on in my head. Always.
Yeah, you can scold them dogs too.
No.
But you know, I was just like, I'd just rather sit there and pet the puppies. That's the thing, you know, you're off mission, you're just sitting there, you know, so you're in this camp, right? With Dutch. I think he's the leader of the gang, and you're Arthur Morgan, and then you're in there with a whole bunch of other people, other NPCs. And you go off on missions because you gotta bring money back to the camp. So everybody's supposed to bring back money, but you're the only one that's actually doing some work shit. The rest of them are just like kind of fucking around the camp.
Because they're NPCs. What do you expect?
Right, exactly. So, you know, it's like you come back, you may like you rob a bank or something, you come back, hey, you got some money? You're like, fuck, what the fuck you fuckers doing? I'm sitting around here playing cards and drinking and shit. That motherfucker's drunk all the time. He doesn't do shit. You're like, well, you go pay us. So then you got to give them money in order for the camp to not, like, I don't know, die or something, so they can buy food and stuff. But when you're like, you're like, I'm gonna go off. If you don't take a mission, you could just go roam around and like say if you're doing like kind of personal stuff for yourself, like say there's goals you need to get like a certain, like there's this one thing where you have to look for glyphs, like for this guy, he needs you to find like these carvings on certain places around the whole map, you know, and you go fishing, you have to catch like a number of different kinds of fish, you know, you have to hunt like a different, you know, all kinds of shit. Kelly, yes, we saw the chickens already, so but we can pop them up again here in just a second. Let me see where those things are. Just gonna do it. Let me see. Sometimes it's okay, that'll work. All right, let's check in on the chickens real quick for Kelly, because Kelly's very nice. So we got looks like the same thing. I still haven't figured out who this motherfucker is. Who this on the bottom shelf. I think that might be maybe a towel or something. But our chickens haven't moved. They're just kind of still sitting there, having a good time. So yeah, I could talk about video games all night. What do you want to talk about, Jimmy?
I don't know.
Yeah? Any more games you want to talk about that you like?
Okay, wait. I got one for you. I got a question for you. What's your favorite pre-PlayStation game, like 2D?
Ooh, that's a good question. So like old school?
Yeah, like Nintendo, Atari, anything pre-3D.
I would have to say, well, in college, kind of dating myself, I was a big Mario Brothers person. I like Mario Brothers. We used to play that game so much that we'd have speed runs to see how fast it'd take you to get to the end and all that stuff. Um, but I grew up with Atari, right? So Atari was like the craziest thing. Okay, so back in the 70s and 80s, you had video arcades. You still have video arcades today, but back then they were like that was the shit, right? So you go to the mall and you'd go play the stand-up video games, right? You had Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Dig Dug, Dragon Slayer, that kind of shit. So, and then you'd have like some weird games like you're serving, I can't remember the name of the game, but it's like you people would come, like there'd be like bars, like you go to a bar, but there's like different, like 4 or 5 bars, and like you have to sling a beer at somebody when they sit down, and then you did, it's like video games were like really weird back then.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I would I would play Galaga. Yeah, Denver. I love Galaga. I guess that's probably my favorite 2D game of all time. Cuz Galaga was just, you just sit there and just blow. It was like kind of a weird version of Space Invaders. But then the cool thing was if you hit the ship at the top, and then it would come down and it would go and it looked like it would send out this tractor beam and it would scoop you up, right? And then so now you got two of the, when you got that two of them up there. When you shot it, then you would have like 2 ships, so you had 2 things shooting at the same time instead of 1.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was, well, that's the thing. It's like, way before the internet, you'd go to your, like we'd go to the, like in our little small town, we'd go to the local convenience store and they'd have Pac-Man, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was fun too.
That's a good one.
And it had this game called Space Panic, and it was like one of these things where you had to, if something was coming at you, it was like different levels, and you had to dig a hole, and then when it came at you and it fell in the hole, then you'd have to cover the hole up. It was kind of low rent, but it was for back then there wasn't really much else to do, so it was kind of fun.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
exactly.
yours? What's your favorite 2D game?
Well, I'm a Nintendo generation, so it's always going to be Mario Brothers, no matter what, and like Duck Hunt, because that's pretty much like what we all grew up with. But I do remember there was. It sucks because I'm like on my phone. I'm using it to check out the chat and make sure the chat's cool. But it was like a chicken. It was named Chicken something, and it was a Nintendo game. And I can't remember exactly. I just knew it had the chicken in the name, and I loved that game. If I could remember the name, I would probably figure out a way to get it. But I'm lucky enough. My nephew is like a 17-year-old genius hacker. So he took my Nintendo Wii and like got into it and did some weird stuff. And so I actually own all the Mario Brothers, a lot of original Nintendo games that I still get to play to this day. I just have to plug in my Nintendo Wii and go into it. So I got lucky.
Do you remember around what year this chicken game was?
It's got to have been in the early 90s at some point. It's like Chicken Little or Chicken something Alfred Chicken, I think it was.
Alfred Chicken? Let's look that up.
I believe so. I can't believe I just remembered the name of it. It's got to be Alfred Chicken. Yeah, it was wild. It was just a chicken with a really cool music, and you like, it's kind of like Mario Brothers where you just get to the finish area and all the stuff in between, hopping and using your beak and getting balloons. It was really weird.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
Do you have it? Oh no.
Hang on a second. We're gonna cut to here first, real quick, and then so let me do this.
Oh no! What are you gonna do? Chicken, well, Alfred Chicken video.
Ain't gonna tell you. That's my secrets.
That's your secret. I loved that game so much. Dang, you're even showing it in the StreamYard. That's totally it. Oh, how
This is your game?
Yep. Wow.
That looks like cheese. Like Swiss cheese. Wait. Why is it chicken and cheese?
I have no idea.
What kind of stoner game is this?
I have no clue. But it's got a chicken in it, so that's all that matters.
Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, so
That's all that matters. Chicken.
chicken and cheese.
Yeah, I don't
Chicken.
understand the correlation between chicken and the cheese and the wind-up mice. Never understood it, but I loved that game. Yes, that was very nostalgic. Thank you.
You have to remember that video games like in the 90s, the early 90s, late 80s were all designed by drug addicts. Like really like fucked up on mushrooms and shit and said, you know, okay, let's get some chickens and they'll be in a cheese maze, right? And then we'll put some mice in there just for funsies, but it's the chickens.
It's the I know.
Oh yeah.
It could have been like Alfred Kitten, like because the mice and the cheese, it could have been a cat instead of a chicken.
Oh, Sign says that wasn't Burger Time, which also had cheese. Okay, Burger Time. Burger Time was great. We gotta find some Burger Time.
Is that another game?
Yeah, this was like from I want to say this was in the 80s of Burger Time.
Okay.
Denver, to answer your question, he says, Jimmy and Warren, are either of you familiar with MAME, multiple arcade machine emulators? Yes, I am, because I remember having like back in the 90s, there were these like Atari emulators and stuff like that you could play on there. It was pretty cool. Okay, so this is awesome.
So this is the kind of stuff is the reason why I don't belong in the Gen Z show or the Gen X show.
That's fine. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you can always go back. You can always go back and play any of these wonderful games. So let's go back here. And then we'll go ahead and share this again. I like being like I like the hosts. I see some of these hosts on there that like describe everything they're doing. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. Now let me open this tab here. Like, look, we don't need the narrator, all right? We just do the shit, okay? So, but here we go.
People are afraid of pregnant pauses. It's horrible. They hate the pregnant pause.
I did not get that pause pregnant. That was not me. Those were some other. I was wearing protection. So this is Burger Time, right? Okay. So you're dropping. You gotta drop your buns. Yeah. You gotta drop your buns in the plate down below. But then you gotta go to the top there. There's the top bun, and you're trying to get those eggs in hot dogs or sausages or something, whatever the fuck they are. They're trying to get you. So you gotta drop the shit on them. So they'll stop fucking with you for a few minutes, and then you got to make all your burgers down there at the bottom. So you would, and then you have I think you have salt and pepper on you. So like if they get too close, you can go shh, 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 shh. You can shake that shit on there. So
wow, what is this game called?
It's called Burger Time. Well, actually, you only have 3 peppers, so you can only do that like 3 times. You can't do that all the time. So you have to be very careful. Yeah, it's just it's a pretty fucked up weird game.
How cool is that? It's very King Kongish or Donkey Kongish, old school Donkey Kongish.
Right. Aw, Kelly said Jimmy is an honorary Gen Xer. You bet.
I know
Jimi has
80s music. And
She's
I'm
a young
named after
lady.
Jimi Hendrix. Does that count?
She's a young lady, but she has an old soul, and that's what counts. So, so yeah,
Weed I
there was.
smoke.
Oh wait, so in my open on Extra Bulla, there's a part where the person says, "So, a creature for my amusement."
Yes, what is that? The robot thing.
Where is he? Where is he? Okay, hang on just a second. I have to do a search.
I agree
on
with
it 'cause
Kelly. She says that game is seems like a government plot to set us up for fast food work in the gig economy. Fuck yes.
Right?
Totally agree. Absolutely. I don't like that game anymore. Fuck that game. Donkey Kong Donkey Kong for life.
Okay, so this game is old. This game is like 40 years old. This is from 1981. Now there's a story behind this. So I remember it was the early 80s, and we had this video arcade in at the Edgewater Mall down in Biloxi, and all the games were 25 cents. It was a quarter to play all the games, right? So one day the arcade decided to up all the games to 50 cents. And this was an outrage. There was like a couple of games that were still a quarter, and this was one of the games, and it's called Space Fury. Yeah, so here it is.
So, a creature for my amusement. Prepare for battle.
Yeah, so that's my guy. And it's basically just asteroids, and then you get into one of those little things, and then pew pew pew, and then you can shoot out the sides too until somebody hits you. Yeah, so it's kind of wasn't that great of a game, but you know, it was 25
I didn't know that's
cents.
where you got it from, though. That thing is so awesome.
I love random shit like that. So me and my friend Tom Kane, one of my best friends from school, we would go down to the arcades, me and some other guys, and we saw that game, and we were very pissed. Everything else was 50 cents. We were very pissed, and we said, we're gonna play Space Fury, and all will be right in the world. And so we did, and it was great. So every time we'd see each other at school the next day or whatever, after we play that game, we would go, so, a creature for my amusement, prepare for battle. So, we didn't really have lives, very much.
That's fine. That's fine.
Did you ever go to video arcades when you were a kid? Or were those already gone?
No, I did. There was a lot. I did a lot more when I was a teenager, because it was right next to a movie theater. So that was really cool. Yeah, I did a lot of arcades.
They have video game arcades here, but they're bars. There's like 2 or 3 places called Barcade here, and I'm pretty sure they have them in other towns with different names or whatever, but it's basically you go in there and they have all the old school games, all the like Pac-Man, all these crazy games. Galaga's in there. Exactly, Miguel. Video arcades were like heaven for kids back in the day because it was so new, right? So So the evolution of video games, it all started with Pong, right? Pong was like the big, that was the first game you could buy as a console game, and it was I don't know, it was just kind of like this rounded rectangle, and it had knobs on it, right? And you could set it to rookie, intermediate, and pro. So that was your difficulty settings, and it was a hard switch, right? Switch. And that was the shit where you could play like table tennis, with the white sticks, doot, doot, doot,
Yeah.
doot, 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 doot. And you could
Yeah.
play handball. So if you were just playing by yourself, you could play handball, or you could play with 2 sticks on each side, and it was hockey. It was like some fucked up version of hockey. Kelly says, Warren, if we have time, look up a little sea creature called blue sea dragon, sea slug. It eats venom of the much bigger Portuguese man of war. We should study it to take over the predator class. Is that a video game? Maybe we could save that one.
I'm definitely gonna look into it though, because yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of my favorite animal a little bit.
Blue sea, what is it? Blue sea dragon, sea slug.
Yeah.
Ooh. It is pretty. Let's see. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm telling people, just do it. Sorry, what happened? So I guess this is what it looks like. So
Oh my
ooh.
gosh, I just learned about this thing the other day. How funny. Yeah, I guess that thing is super poisonous.
The blue dragon is a master of disguise. You know what it looks like? It kind of looks like one of those ships in No Man's Sky. See? Full circle.
Yeah.
Come full circle.
That's right.
The rare venomous blue dragon. And this person's holding one. That's smart.
Yeah, that's not smart.
It looks pretty though. Look at that. What if you had a spaceship like that in No Man's Sky? You just like,
that'd be so pretty.
actually, I was on a planet and I thought I saw a creature very similar to that. It didn't have like the extra shit on the back there, but it kind of looked like long. It had like kind of looked like some spiky wings in the front. It was really pretty.
Ooh.
So yeah, I like that kind of shit.
It's pretty.
It's venomous, but people in Australia and Texas scoop them up and place them back in the water. Why even touch them in the first place? Right?
Nope.
if they're poisonous, why are you touching it?
I know.
So yeah, but so you had Pong, and then Atari 2600 came out, and then all kinds of other stuff. So you had ColecoVision, you had Intellivision, then the Atari, was it the Atari 5200 came out, and then you started getting into like home computer stuff, like your Atari 300 or 400, I think, something like that. It had a keyboard. My first computer. Wait, what was your first computer? Tell me yours first.
I still even have it. It was a 2003 Toshiba laptop.
Nice.
Yeah,
That was your very first computer?
Yeah, I still have it because it burns DVDs and CDs because they don't do that anymore. But I can't even get online because it still uses dial-up. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I might part it out one day. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I still own that bad boy.
My first computer was Commodore VIC-20, and you hooked it up to the TV. It was like it had a box, and it had these 2 wires that came out with like these little U shapes on the end, and then you would put them in the back of the TV and screw it to the TV, right? That was your input.
Yeah.
This was before like the RCA plugs and whatnot. So you had that, and you had a little switch that switched it, you know, you could, if you wanted to watch TV, you could put it to or antenna, or if you wanted to play the computer, you could switch it to game. And so It had the way it had like 5K of memory. I do remember that. And the storage unit on it was a tape drive. You could put like regular cassettes in the tape drive, and then what you would do, like if you wrote a program, I think it was in the basic language. You could use in basic language. You wrote a program, so it would be like 10 input name, 20 print name, 30 go to 10. It was like one of those deals. And if you wanted to save that program, you I can't remember what the thing was. I think maybe you just typed save or something, and then this message would come on the screen that said press play and record on the tape drive. Yeah. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. I remember the TRS-80s. I remember Radio Shack made Tandy computers too. A buddy of mine had a Tandy desktop computer with the green screen. It was like black with the everything, the letters and stuff were green. The Apple IIe's were like that too. There was a great text game that was out back then that was called Zork. And it was one of those deals where it said it was just a black screen with white text or green text. In the Apple IIe case, it says you're in a forest, there is a path ahead of you and to the left of you, and so you'd type left and then you'd go left. You wouldn't see it, nothing, no visuals except for the text on the screen. And that you have come to a clearing, there's a so-and-so. And so it was almost like Dungeons and Dragons, where the dungeon master's telling you what the shit's going on. And then you just only, instead of like you giving them like, well, I'm going to pull out my sword of necromancing +3, you just type left, or swing sword or something basic like that. So it was pretty crazy. Kelly says, doesn't Tandy sound like a stripper name nowadays? Tandy.
Very rednecky stripper name.
Miguel said, I had to write down codes to save our progress in a game. That's right. There was no, like before, I think did Nintendo have memory cards that you could like push in there that you could actually save games to? Or was that later on with like,
PlayStation?
The first PlayStation had that. Yeah. I remember that. That was crazy. It's so wild how far gaming consoles and computers have come in 40 years, you know?
I know. You went from Pong to virtual reality. It's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the VR goggles, that's that's probably the newest thing, right? What do you think is going to be the future of video games or computing? Think it's going to be like a full body experience? Like,
I mean, it's got to be. There's people already living in virtual reality life. So, I mean, it's got to be some kind of next level experience of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you hear about all this like transhumanism type stuff where, people are implanting shit in their bodies and stuff for whatever purpose. I don't know if I'd be down for that. Maybe I'm a little too close-minded for that kind of thing, but I don't want to chip in my brain to control shit.
Yeah, I don't mind being in the Matrix as long as I can take it off and set it down at the end of the night.
Right? What about like what is it, the metaverse? Isn't that what Facebook is doing? It's like
Yeah,
some
it's
sort of
Zuckerberg's new little pet project. I don't have any. See, that's where it gets to weird to me because I'm a social person, so I've never had problems with meeting people. Now, I can completely understand people that are antisocial or that are agoraphobic or, just don't have the, capabilities of being able to go out and meet other people. I understand something like the metaverse and other things like that, but to me, it's just something that I'm not really that interested in using. I don't see a point in going in as like as someone else or dressed as something else and meeting other people. That's totally cool if somebody else wants to do that. I just don't have that thing, that whatever that is. So yeah.
I think the closest thing I would do with that is I'd probably just stick with the Sims. I like the Sims.
Right.
That's kind of fun, but it's like it's just you and NPCs, right? So
Right.
there's no multiplayer aspect to it. Um, they tried that with Second Life. Do you remember that program that you could like get on? I think it was kind of ahead of its time. Because it was graphics driven. It was pretty heavy graphics driven, but nobody had the hardware to actually get in. I mean, at least I didn't. I mean, and the internet, it was like online, and the internet wasn't it wasn't dial up anymore. I think it was more like was it DSL? I think DSL was the second. That was the thing that came after dial up, and
Yeah.
you know, so it
I remember
was
that. Yeah.
yeah, it was so Second Life was like, yeah, you could just, be whoever you wanted to be in there, and you were mingling with other people and stuff. I I remember those like the chat rooms from way back that was just all text, right?
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
wasn't like that long ago. I would probably say like late 90s, early 2000s. You would
Mm.
um what was that called? Was
was
it
I used to do like the
IRC?
AOL chat view rooms. I used to do the Yahoo chat rooms where you just see some name, like you'd go into a public chat room and everybody would be talking in there and you'd be talking to someone and then all of a sudden a private chat pops up and it said ASL with a question mark. Those were the
Mm-hmm.
days.
It's
Those were the days.
and it's we kind of come full circle with like the video, with the like YouTube and Rockfin here. It was kind of the same thing. You had people that would just post something, um, that it was just kind of linear. You just go one at a time. Whoever was the next one to write something, they would write it. A lot of times with people
Hmm.
trying to pick up each other. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Miguel wants to know what ASL is.
Age, sex, and location. So how old you were, if you were male or female, and then what state you lived in or country.
Oh, okay. So uh Kelly has a good question here. If you could be anything in a virtual world, what would you be and how would you act? Hmm.
Okay. So I've already thought about this because I watch a lot of those people that do that stuff because there's some funny people that go into those worlds. And I would absolutely be like a stripper alien. There's like a stripper alien preset in there that is really awesome. Like humongous head, tiny little body, bikini up to like, above the hip line. It's super fucking hot. And I would absolutely go around and pretend that I'm a guy.
Nice.
Talk like this and then be like, "What are you talking about, fool?"
I don't know. Like, I guess it's almost like costume party, like like
It
you
is.
like kind of like Halloween or something, so you get to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yes, I would I don't know. Would just like probably dress up like the Joker, just go around and just fuck with people, and
That's a
but
good
have
one.
like a lot of caked on makeup. I know it's kind of boring though. It's your stripper alien just blew that out. That was just such a that painted such a picture. I'm just like,
They
oh,
have
be
so
the
many ones. You can be literally anything you want to be. Like I saw a fox. There's like a whole team that dresses up like toothbrushes. Like they're absolutely amazing. It's hilarious.
Oh, if you
You
can
can be
dress up like
anything.
toothbrushes, okay.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great.
I would dress up like a 1967 Ford Falcon. The door that wouldn't close. You have to hold it. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't know what I would do. I'm kind of like you. I'm just like I like mixing it up in the real world with like full face to face. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I used to when I was a little kid. I was extremely shy. I didn't want to talk to anybody. Unless they were family or people, like my friends at school or something. If I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know you, I'd be like, I'm just gonna be over
Aw.
here. And now I can't.
Aw.
Now I just don't shut up. Just yeah,
That's what radio does to you.
yeah. Radio did help cure that a good bit. Yeah, when I went to I think basically when I discovered beer, my inhibitions kind of went out the window. Pretty good
Mm-hmm.
bit. Actually a lot. And then pot, forget about it. Once I started smoking pot, that was it. Game over. I couldn't shut up.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like a certain friend of ours that likes to talk. Hey, Atris, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Better late than never. This is the after show for all your funsies going on earlier this evening. So hopefully everybody's having a great night into your Sunday morning. It's 1:32 here on the East Coast. What is 10:30 your neck of the woods over
Yep.
there? You're kind
It's
of
still
up late
early.
too. You're you're not a night owl though, right? You don't stay up that late, right?
Kids are out of school. I am a night owl. I just had to do it for kids. They're done for the summer.
Front row.
Yeah,
Somebody's going crazy now. That's good.
I know. I
Um,
know.
no, that's
Staying
fine.
up till 2 to play video games.
I tell you, I've been out of work for the last 2 years, and it's just like some days I'll just stay up till like 2 in the morning, and some days it'll be 10 o'clock, and I'm like, man, it's time to pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Um, you know, it's just so weird these days. Kelly said, I could see a cute little ginger Warren in Mississippi in overalls, being friendly, liking music in VR. I always wonder, like, if you were a teenager now, right? How
Mhm.
would you be? Would you be? I mean, what? How would you act if you were like in high school right now? You know,
Mhm.
I'd be a
Yeah,
slut.
but see, that depends on who your parents are, though. See, because like my parents, I didn't have a choice on who I was. So.
Yeah, I don't know. My parents, I don't know. I came up in a different time where it was like, um, well, I guess maybe some things that haven't changed. I guess in that where misogyny is concerned, because I was treated different
Yeah.
because I was a boy, right? My older sisters, they had to be home at like 10 o'clock, and I was allowed to stay out till 1. And they
Yeah.
why does he get to stay out till 1? And my dad, who was in World War II, he would say, because he's a boy. And that was the end of the discussion. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, I guess I could have said, no, you know what? I should have a 10 o'clock curfew too. But then I was like, nah, fuck that. I want to stay out till what,
Yeah.
kid?
Yeah.
But I was a good boy. I
That's
was
what
a
you
good boy in
do.
high school. I didn't, my senior year, every once in a while, I would go cruising around and when I say cruise, I'm not saying, go looking for ass. I'm talking about actually getting in a car and driving around because there was nothing to do. You drove around the Sonic, and then Sonic Drive-In. You drove around there to see who was in there, and usually you had like a cooler of adult beverages in the back seat, mostly like wine coolers at the time. Bartles and James. We drink some wine coolers back in the day, and But other than that, I mean, I never got like stupid drunk or anything like that. You know, it was usually like on a Friday night or something like that, and come home, my parents were already asleep, and you know, I was always on time. I was never late, that sort of thing. But then I got to college and I started smoking pot, and well, yeah, that kind of changed things a little bit. I was started being
Yeah.
late a lot. But actually, a quick story. So my dad was a lot older. My parents were a lot older by the time I came around. I was the last chance for a boy after two girls. So my parents were a lot older than I was. And then like my friends' parents compared to my parents, like my parents could have been their parents. That's how old they were, right? They was very pretty old. So I remember one time I went somewhere and I got stoned and I came home late, and my dad was up, but he was taking pain medication. He was one of these people that like had to take like a whole bunch of pills. So he's pretty fucking loopy on the pain pills. I'm pretty fucking loopy on the pot. So I walk in and we're just sitting at the kitchen table. We're talking about something. And then the next morning we woke up and we neither one of us could remember the conversation we had when I came in. Because I was so stoned and he was like kind of stoned on the medicine. And he said, "So what time did you come in last night?" I said, "I don't know. What were we talking about last night?" He goes, "I don't know." So
Aw,
uh
that's so cute.
Kelly says Bartles and James, such a bougie white chick drink. Look, wine coolers taste good, all right.
They are
I
good.
like wine coolers. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's bougie or not. um Hey Wesley, good to see you. um so uh but they were like,
Yes,
they were kind of cheap. They were pretty
I am
cheap.
ENFP.
Oh, the Briggs Myers.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah,
while since I've taken the test, but yes, that's what I was. Been years though.
I am what's up, Ghost Art? I'm my Briggs Myers is JERK.
That's right.
Hey, that's
Get
not
it.
right. Jerk?
Get it.
No. I'm not a jerk.
Get it.
I don't know what mine is. I'm like hyper and outgoing. What is that? What is that usually?
You're just gonna have to take the test. I'll send you the thing afterwards, and I'll let you take it.
It's been I mean, I've taken it before, but I can't remember letters that well. Is that part of it? Like if you can't remember letters, then you're like, you know, PUNK or no,
You're so ridiculous. No,
FART.
exactly. That's what it is. FART. Yeah.
Do people change? I mean, like, how do you go from being like a super shy kid to just being just outgoing? What is that? What
Well,
changes in
you
a
got
person?
radio experience, so you're a personality. So the personality makes you feel like you're somebody else, which gives you that fake confidence until you can build it yourself. Which is kind of how I learned it in the stripping business: is having a fake person there. You build that confidence yourself, or you build that fake confidence until you can actually build it yourself. You're building a whole nother person that's not you, so that way you can be the person that you can't be.
Right. Is that almost like imposter syndrome, where you're kind of pretending that you have this confidence, but really feel guilty about it, and you go home and cry?
Yes, I think that's probably what a really bad long-term effect of doing something like that is, because people like me and you and other people that I've met like that do have a good case of imposter syndrome now that they're out of that and doing their own thing. Um, Definitely the feeling of not worthiness and the worthlessness of it, but it's just something that we're all going to have to, what it's like what we are, how we are with each other. We're there for each other, helping each other out, building each other's confidence. More people need to, I wish a lot of people had that. So that's what's sad.
Hey, well, yeah, I mean, Yes, I guess confidence also comes from you just don't give a shit about certain things anymore, right? You let too many things bother you, like you worry about like particularly like how people view you. Um, when you if that is important to you, I can see people being kind of reserved about showing, you know, their true colors, I guess, right?
Mhm.
But then you get to a point like where you just, if you can stop caring about what people think. And this was a big deal down south because people wonder why, you know, people are the way they are in the south. um and this is not necessarily just in the south. It's more it's more rampant in the south because there are a lot more smaller communities in the south than there probably is anywhere else. And so you live in a small town where pretty much everybody knows almost everybody, and gossip goes around fairly quickly about certain people. You know, certain things happen and certain people hear about it and they spread the word about it. And so you have a tendency to play everything close to the vest. My old man used to be like that. He was just like, he didn't want anybody knowing our business. Um, you know, he wasn't one of those people who would get involved in any sort of drama or anything like that. He was always just like, I want no nothing to do with it. I don't want my family to have anything to do with that either. So like none of
Smart
us
man.
yeah, well, to a point. I mean, you know, I was kind of radicalized by watching Good Times, right? So, you know, you're talking about a white kid in the South in the 70s and 80s who really felt like, you know, black people struggling was a thing, and that, you know, people should you know, be aware of that, that, you know, that white people were oppressing black people. My dad didn't want anything to do with that. He wasn't against black people. He didn't hate black people or anything. He just didn't want to be involved in any causes. He didn't want any undue attention coming towards him or his family. You know, I guess you could say in a way that's kind of cowardice, but I don't know. I think he was just like, in his mind, he thought he was protecting his family by trying to
Right.
keep us away from that. But then once they passed away, it was just like all us kids were on our own. We had our own lives. We didn't really have to worry about what the parents were thinking anymore. And we started forming our own identities. We started, you know, learning from other people that in my case, a lot of people that were a lot smarter than me. I tried to hang out with as many smart people as I could and tried to learn from them. And
Yeah.
I do that to this day. I'm not a very smart person, so, but I seem smart because I hang out with smart people.
That's
That's
right.
how I fool you.
That's that's right.
Like you, I
That's how
hang
we
out
all
with
do.
you because you're much more intelligent than I am. So,
Oh,
um,
fuck.
you
I
know,
was hanging out with you because you're smarter than me.
well played, well played. I'll play your game, you
Uh-oh.
rogue. Um, what happened? So, um, like a shame helps too. And that, I tell you too, my old man always said, be humble. He said, be humble. Don't be a bragger. Don't brag about shit. Um, stay humble and appreciate the shit that you have. Cause we were like dirt poor. We were like very, very poor. So everything we had, we appreciated. That's why we grew gardens every year. We grew vegetable and fruit gardens. What's up, Reef? Um, and because we were poor, we had to eat, right? We had cousins that would go deer hunting. They were hunters, and they would we it was kind of like a communal thing. They would bring us deer meat. We'd give them vegetables and fruits and stuff that we grew. And not just our cousins, you know, it was like neighbors, you know, in the community. It was kind of a thing back then. You just kind of shared because it was, you know, Mississippi in the 70s. Everybody was pretty much poor. There was very little middle class or even rich people. If there was any rich people, they were probably living on the coast or something. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so you learn how to be humble like pretty fucking quick. And
Right.
whenever you try to brag about some shit, you know, you get shot down real quick. Right? So anyway,
Mhm.
I could talk about that all night, unfortunately. So
Absolutely.
I guess maybe we should probably end this. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, you got a Reef in here. Oh, you already said hi to Reef, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty decent crowd in here. We got 5 people on watching on Rockfin and 12 everywhere else. So not too bad. We had a lot. We had a big crowd last night. That was pretty good. There was like 20 something people watching. I couldn't believe that shit.
Mhm.
You know, so but it's Saturday
Good, I
night.
know.
There's a lot more good things to do on Saturday night than there is Friday night. So I guess I don't know.
That's all right.
What
My milkshake does not bring all the boys to the yard.
my milkshake's curdled. My milkshake was left out in the sun in the yard,
Me
and now
too.
it was. Oh, stop it! Your milkshake is fine. Mine's more like skim milk. Uh,
Oh,
it's more like
that was
2%. What?
should have
I
used
don't even know
that
what
one.
that
That one's
means. I don't know what I'm talking about. You know me. I like to ramble and say some weird shit.
that's all right.
So how you
I'm like a
feeling? You
half
okay?
carton. I'm like a
You
half carton
half carton?
or a half gallon. Not even a
Half
half gallon.
Are you a pint? Are you a
Yeah, I'm
quart?
like a
A pint?
pint.
Well, you're little. You're pint size anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty big. I'm more like a half gallon. Working my way up to maybe a 3 liter kind of
There
thing.
you go.
Some
There
people
you
have
go.
6 packs. I have yeah, I have 3 liters. So,
That's right.
but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get a little skinnier. You know, summertime, you don't want to be heavy in the summertime. It's not it has nothing to do with looks. It's like when you know, there's a lot of stairs you got to climb. You don't want to get up to the top of the stairs and feel like you just climbed Mount Everest. You know, you need like an oxygen tank and like a Sherpa and all that shit. You know, you just want like so I used to be really skinny. Used to be really skinny, like too skinny. Like when I was in high school, I was like 6 foot. Like early high school, I was like around 6 foot, and I weighed like 122 pounds. Like tiny. Didn't have any metabolism. I could eat food all night long, and I wouldn't gain any weight. But then when I got to college, I started drinking beer. Game over. So, if you want to stay
Game
skinny and
over.
you've never drank beer before, don't drink it. So,
Okay.
little food for
Yeah.
thought there. So, any
All right.
final thoughts there tonight, Jimmy? You have a good time?
Mhm.
You in your
Yeah, absolutely. I had a blast. Thank you.
in your rave tent, as Kelly called it.
That's right. Always in my rave tent. It's so comfy.
I know, right? You like that place, right? That's like your little fortress of solitude kind of place.
Mm-hmm. That's right. I only see one spider right there. He's little, so I'll get him afterwards.
Okay. Enjoy your purple lights behind you there. It does look nice. Like I was telling you before, it looks like with the crinkles in the tarp, it's like the light is kind of filling in some of that, and it kind of looks like I don't know, it just looks like it's just the light is just kind of doing that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
almost
It's
like
cool.
purple flames. I know, it's super neat.
Purple
I was kind of
flames.
shocked by how cool it looks too. Yeah,
That was
I
my
know.
nickname in prison, was Purple Flames. I'm not gonna tell you why.
Oh,
Um, it's my secret. So anyway, uh, what we got our show on Wednesday coming up on Kerberos Media at 1 p.m. We do the news
yep,
together. Um,
yep.
you've actually you're doing some work for some people, right? You're getting more into the space doing your artwork. You want to tell people
Mhm.
about that, or is that fuck them? It's none of your business. What do you want to do?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Image Productions is my work. My new little, I guess, company that I'm trying to get started. It's Image Productions on LinkedIn is where you can find pretty much all of my different platforms like Instagram, Twitter. It's all Image Productions anyway, which is my name backwards. IMIJ, Jimmy backwards. And then so yeah, I've got a couple of things going on. Some artwork for some music, and then a candidate, a Green Party candidate, is having me do some printable work, and then hopefully I'm in the talks with, instead of just doing artwork, maybe getting into some acting as well.
Ooh, nice. Thespian.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
I
So
I
if
I
anybody needs some artwork and stuff too out there, I'm looking.
yeah, I put Jimmy's that is her IMIJ underscore production is her Twitter handle for her production company, and she's at wait a minute. Good. Oh, that's under your name there. Jimmy Saves World on Twitter. You can follow her there. Um,
Yep.
I'm an
I'm
actor
trying to get
too.
all of my artwork, like all of my artwork that I've ever done onto my Instagram. So that way I've just got like a hub area of all of that. My next thing is to start getting a lot of the video editing into there. So that way people can see a video edit. I'm trying to learn how to make a reel as well, because what you're doing with a reel is you're taking videos that you've already edited and then turning those into an edited video. So you're like double editing clipped videos. It's wild to try to just come up with a theme of what you want it to look like for someone. So that's all the stuff that I'm doing with all of that. So I have something, to go off of.
Right on. I do acting too. I act like I've got my shit together. Uh,
Me too.
so
How do
yeah,
you
but
think I survived the first 3 months at Kerberos? I pretended like I had my shit together.
I know, right? I guess we're all thespians in that respect. We're all trying to act like we got our shit together. Um,
That's right.
maybe one day we'll actually get to that point where we actually really do have our shit together, and that will be a good thing for all of us. Um, Kelly says, talented and beautiful, a double threat, and I'm not talking about you, Warren, my love. Well, no, you don't. That just goes without saying, Kelly.
Kelly's my
Anyway,
favorite.
Kelly. Kelly's the resident troublemaker, and I would have it no other way.
I
I'm
know.
glad
I keep warning you,
she's.
watch out. I'm going to steal her from you.
Well, I'm gonna be the guy in the corner smoking the cigarette, going.
That's right. That's right.
Even though I don't smoke anymore, I may be smoking something else. So, uh,
That's right.
let's say goodbye to everybody in the chat here. Ghost Dark, Kelly, Signs, Les Bones, thank you so much. Reef, thanks for showing up, buddy. We had Wesley come in. Who else was in here? Frankie Lee, appreciate you. Denver Attaway on the rock fin there, keep holding it down over there. We appreciate you for that. Who else was here? I know I think we had a Twitch raid earlier this evening.
Oh, did
Radical, yeah, Radical, a small one, but still significant. Radical Leftist Agenda and her crew came over. That was nice. Atris, good to see you, brother. What else we got here? Miguel, thank you. It's getting pretty late over here on the East Coast. I'm pretty sure all my East Coasters are probably all snuggled in their beds at this point. I think I got everybody. I know Lainey Peterson was here earlier. Kim stopped by for a hot minute, so she had to go. But we appreciate her for stopping in.
some amazing ladies.
Velvet Trance was here too. See her. Yeah, I've learned my lesson of not missing people's names because I get scolded. And Lainey even threatened me with the riding crop, although it wasn't a real threat. You know, it's when you don't feel victimized. Parasocialite, good to see you. Dingo. There's a mixed bag of folks here tonight. It's very nice. Austin Jones, thank you. I got everybody. I missed somebody. I apologize. I blame it on the rain. Yeah, I got everybody.
Yeah, I think.
Blame it on Rio. So yeah, so I guess we will see you next Wednesday. Jimmy's on Kerberos on Tuesdays too at 1 p.m. too. He also has MMT Tuesdays that she helps wrangle those cats together to get you MMT goodness on Tuesdays on Kerberos. I will be back for my shit probably next Thursday. I'm not sure who the guest is going to be next Thursday yet. I haven't figured that out yet. And I think I'm sticking with this, doing the secret show on Friday and Saturday nights. Not much of a secret if you already know when it's coming, but sometimes, like this week, we did since we got on Rockfin, we did a little surprise Wednesday night show. It was pretty brief, you know, just talking about some shit. It was just Rockfin only, and not a lot of people were on there yet, so.
No, but me and Lainey had a blast though. So
yes, you and Lainey were there. That was very sweet of you ladies to do that for me. I appreciate that. I always have great company when anybody shows up, but particularly you ladies. So it was very nice. Trying to get this.
You know, some awesome ladies for sure.
I do. Yeah. I do not associate myself with skanks. That is one thing.
Even if you do, they're awesome.
Well, I just call them good time chicks.
That's right. That's right.
This is a no skank zone. Keep your chicken head ass out of here. We only want chickens, not chicken heads.
No, it's a good sign. It's definitely a white flag and not a red flag. You got some really cool ladies around you, which is awesome. So.
We do. Everybody that's in the chat that keeps showing up for these shows, our regulars, they're just awesome people. You know, and it's a good problem to have when you got too much content to watch in independent like channels like these. And you know, when you take the time to come in and say hi, you know, and just give a like and a share or even subscribe, it's great. You know, we try to sell some stuff too, make a little coin, but we understand everybody's broke these days. So, you know,
yep. Oh yeah. Remember to hit the like button. I'm doing that right now. All right. I just hit the like button. There we go.
Les Bones said, extra Bulla and Jimmy underrated. Les Bones, you're underrated. Les Bones is one of my favorites. The really cool cat. You know, Kelly too. Y'all know we love y'all. We love y'all to death. Y'all are just the best people. And we want good things to happen for everybody. You know, like we say, rising tide lifts all boats. Anything we can do to help y'all out, you know, that we're all in this together. So I want to see more content creators in this space too. You know, I want to see more people showing their talents. You know, maybe you're a journalist, or maybe you're an artist, or maybe you're an activist, or whatever. And if you just have a voice and you just want to, instead of just screaming into the void at nobody, you know, let us, you know, we'll help you get a channel. We'll help you, you know, get set up and show you how to do this kind of stuff. You know, don't be shy. We need to speak up now more than ever. So, Jimmy, thank you. I appreciate you. Just hang on. We'll do that. We'll do that test to see what letters I am. All right. I don't know how you. I was called fuckface by Misty the other day, but that's more than 4 letters, so I don't think that's right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Love to you all. Love you, Jimmy. Love everybody in chat. Y'all take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay cool if it's hot and stay warm if it's cool. You know the drill. Wash your ass. Keep it clean. You never know when somebody wants to eat it. Good night, everybody.
Talk